Welcome to the Empower Her podcast. I'm Deanna, an ex-corporate manager turned certified coach, empowering you to create the life of your dreams. My goal is to guide you and support you in understanding what you really want in life, what steps to take to get there, and learn to actually enjoy the ride. Whether you are climbing the corporate ladder, a stay-at-home parent, or an entrepreneur, I coach you on how to believe you are worthy of a balanced, happy, and energetically positive life in work and at home. My goal in this podcast is to help you recognize patterns, implement change, and use your energy for positivity within yourself and your own life. I believe you don't have to suffer in this lifetime. You can create a life on your terms based on what you want, regardless of what that looks like. It is about reframing your beliefs, letting go of negative thoughts, and looking at your life as a set of opportunities there for you. I'm so excited to get started. Hello, and welcome back to the Empower Her podcast. We're getting closer to the end of the year, and it's just such a good time to talk about this topic that I want to talk to you about today. Personal updates. I'm trying to think if I have anything personal to share. Just, putting out different podcast episodes. I've been vlogging, so definitely check those out. I've really just been working. I have a lot of energy right now. I'm feeling really good about it, doing some things behind the scenes. And yeah, that's really just where my focus is. We will be traveling for the holidays, so I'm excited about that. Like not Thanksgiving because I'm in Europe, but for Christmas holidays. So really just until then, I'm staying low, still enjoying fall, just trying to do all the things, just really keeping my head down, just really enjoying the moment, enjoying newlywed life, and just really thinking about the new year. I just did my new vision board because I don't do vision boards like for the new year necessarily. For whatever reason, I like to do them from like October to April. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm an Aries, so I was born in April, and maybe for me that's like a New Year sort of vibe, but I like doing mine from like October to April. So I did a new vision board. I always do like a bunch of pictures that I'm, manifesting, of things that I'm manifesting, and I put it on my lock screen on my laptop. I put it on my back screen. I put it on my screensaver, desktop background, all the things, and that's where I have it. So I love having that. So I will definitely have that up for y'all if you want it, and you can download the vision board exercise. I have a free vision board, like a workbook that you can use and create your own vision board, and you can post that. So that'll be good. I'll have that up for everybody, and then you can do that whenever, now for the new year, whatever feels good to you. But speaking of the new year, speaking of the holidays, this is a time where we're going to be spending a lot of time with family. This is a time when often our lack of boundaries around certain topics and subjects comes out. The new year bug happens, which is like when everyone wants to try new things and have all these goals. There can be a lot of anxiety and microscope examining around our lives during this time, from our family, from our friends, where we are, where we want to be. Everyone's going to talk about their goals and resolutions. And while I have nothing against these things, I often find that for a lot of people, this time of year creates a lot of sense of anxiety and stress. We often compare ourselves to others, especially as women. We're also asked about a lot of inappropriate things like, why don't we have a partner? What about kids? What's going on with our career, right? And since most of my audience is under 40, I thought this was a really great topic to talk about today, and really the subject of being behind, or rather that you are not behind in life, right? And, society places so much pressure on us, again, especially as women, saying that our beauty, our body, our brains are going to fade, that we're behind, that, regardless if we have big career goals, we want a family, we want to go on nice vacations, that we're always behind, right? Like that's what they're telling us. And especially around the holidays when we spend time with family, this can really get in our ear more and more and more and more. I mean, I just got married. I'm going to be 32, and I can't tell you the amount of times people have told me, oh, when are you getting married? When are you having kids? Like, not anytime soon. Like, hello, like I have other things to do, right? Like, it doesn't matter. And I really want to talk about this from a spiritual perspective, because I truly believe what's meant for you will find you when it needs to find you, right? And really think about it. Let me ask you this question. Think about it. When has anything in your life worked out for the best? When you forced it. Like, truly think about that. When you forced a situation, did it really work out in the best, right? From my personal experience, if we're talking about relationships, whenever I forced or I tried to make a guy seem like something he wasn't, yeah, that didn't end up working out at all, right? And then when I was happy being single, I was working on myself, I was going to therapy, I was enjoying single life, I was doing hobbies, that's when I manifested my dream man. Because I was in a place mentally, spiritually, physically to accept someone who was going to be my partner, right? Same thing with my business. When I started my business and didn't have a lot of money, I was always wishing that I had more money. I was stressed. I was like, I need more clients. I need more money. But I didn't have everything set up for that. I didn't have an infrastructure in my business set up to have more clients, to make more money. And I kept being more stressed and more anxious, but the money wouldn't come. And then when I finally let go, I did a lot of mindset, nervous system regulation work around money mindset. When I finally let it go of the stress, that's when the money started coming in, because then I would post more authentic content because I wasn't stressed. I would create, programs that actually worked. I would network with people who wanted to work with me. And that's when it started coming in, because I wasn't coming from a place of stress and anxiety. I was coming from a place of a regulated nervous system. And the universe was like, you're ready. You're ready for this, right? Because the thing with manifesting and, speaking of the vision board and all these things, the point of manifesting is not deciding when something is going to happen, right? When you're manifesting, like let's say you're manifesting a partner or your dream job or, whatever it is, it's about asking the universe for what you want, being specific. It's about taking action steps to get there, but letting go of the timeline of when it's supposed to happen, right? So I wanted to give you a couple of examples of famous people whose career took off later in life, just to give you sort of an idea. And these are pretty household names. I think most of you will recognize them. But this is just for some perspective. So Martha Stewart, she wrote her first book in her 40s. I think she was like 49. And she didn't become a household name until her 50s, right? Martha Stewart is such a household name, right? She has her own show. She had her own show cookbook. She had her whole Martha Stewart home line. She's super rich, super successful, super well known. And that didn't come about till she was in her 50s. Another great example, Vera Wang. She's a designer, specifically wedding dress designer. She didn't start her fashion career until she was 40. She was doing other things before then, totally different things before then. And she started at 40. And how successful is she? People love to wear her clothes. Love. Another great example is Julia Child. If you've ever seen the movie Julia and Julia, it's really good. It talks about Julia Child. She published her first cookbook at 49. 49. She had a movie made about her. She's super well known, right? And she didn't do her first cookbook until 49. Actually, the premise of the movie as well is that she basically just was a housewife, and then she started getting into cooking and learning how to cook, and that's when she kind of got into it, and then she ended up, being super well known for her cookbook and cooking. These are all household names, and they weren't successful in their 20s and 30s. Well, maybe they were successful, but they weren't as well known. They were more successful over 40, right? We live in this era where after 30, it's oh my God, you're 30, then you're dying. It's going downhill. Only bad things are coming. You need to get married. You won't be able to have kids, da-da-da. That's all you hear, but that's not the case. I truly don't believe that. In our 20s, we are meant to find ourselves. I mean, for God's sake, our frontal lobe doesn't develop until we're 25. How can you expect yourself by 25 to know what you want to do in life, to understand your purpose, right? That's crazy. It's crazy, right? Why are we expecting ourselves to have everything together by then? I used to think that you needed to, right? Like when I was like 18, I was like, oh yeah, by 30, I'll just like be super rich and be married and have kids and no, that's not the case. And I realized, especially when I turned 30, I really enjoyed turning 30. I still have so much to learn. I have big goals and dreams, and I'm working on making them happen, and I'm working on getting there. But I have to trust the universe that those things are going to come when they're meant to, right? I'm living my own path. Each individual person is leading their own path, and you're never behind. Everything that happens in your life happens because it's meant to happen at that specific time. You're meant to learn that lesson at that specific time. You're meant to have that relationship at that time. You're meant to have that child at that time, so on and so forth. Like, you're meant to make money at that time. You will be given what you're ready for. You will be given what you are meant to learn in that situation, in that scenario, right? I wasn't ready to start my business 4 years ago. That's why I only started it 2 years ago. I wasn't meant to meet my husband 5 years ago. Oh my God, if we would have met 5 years ago when we had both just come out of relationships, maybe we would have, dated, gotten together, hooked up, whatever. That would not have been sustainable. It would not have been sustainable. Neither of us were healed. Both of us were in a bad place. We really needed the time to become the version of ourselves who could meet and understand who we are and understand why we're meant to be together, right? And that's really what matters. Timing, experience is everything. You are never behind. Everything is happening for you. The universe is doing everything in your favor. It is doing everything to benefit you. And when you have that mindset, it's going to be easier to let go of the stress, of the anxiety, of feeling like, why isn't it happening to me? Why are things not coming? Why do I have to wait? You're going to be able to let go of that stress when you realize that everything is happening for you, not against you, and timing is everything. And you're not behind. You're never behind. And we really need to stop comparing ourselves to other people, because every single person's journey is completely different. Every person is different. Every person's experience of the world is different. And it's really, really imperative to understand that you are an individual, and your journey, the way you live your life, is going to be right for you, and it's going to work for you. And take the action steps. Keep manifesting. Be intuitive about what you want. Put in the work. Do your mindset, nervous system regulation. Change your mindset on the way you think about things. And be yourself. Believe in yourself. And those things that you want, that you're manifesting, will come to you. But you need to detach yourself from when it's going to happen, because you will constantly be feeling like you're behind, which creates a scarcity mindset, which creates a dysregulated nervous system, and you won't be able to manifest the things you want, okay? You are never behind. Everything is happening the way it's supposed to, and you're going to be given situations from the universe when you're ready, when you've put in the work, when you've done the mindset, when you've taken the action steps. You need to believe that. Once you believe that, it's going to be so much easier, and it's going to go so much better for you, and you're going to manifest those things that you actually want, okay? I think this is really needed. I really wanted to do this episode before we get into the holidays, because I think that this can really help a lot of you with the mindset. I don't want you to feel stressed or anxious going into the new year or into the holidays. Think about this. Play this episode on repeat if you need. Write some affirmations down. Put a quote on a sticky that you put, on your laptop to remind you that what's meant for you will come for you when it's needed, and you are never behind. Everything is happening when it's supposed to happen for you. Okay? Don't forget that. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Wishing you all a beautiful, amazing week. Stay warm if you're somewhere cold, and I'll catch you in the next episode. And if you love this episode, don't forget to follow the podcast and leave a review. And of course, you can follow me at Coach Deanna DeBolt on TikTok and Instagram. I'll catch you next time.